Who is going to sell their HEX before the PulseChain fork, where they get their HEX on 2 chains and they get their stakes on 2 chains? And if someone adds, $7 to $10 million of liquidity on a Uniswap pair, it roughly doubles the amount of bid side liquidity for HEX. So you're like, I don't know. I guess someone could sell before then, but it seems that more people are interested in buying HEX than are interested in selling it. But what's funny? We had the same exact question before, because you see history repeats itself. So let me tell you about the wrecked plebs from the past that cried their little tiny little baby eyes out. The price in HEX had dipped and liquidity was reduced. And so HEX was removed from the sell side, and USDC was removed from the bid side. And people cried and they moaned like little tiny baby children. And they said, how am I going to sell? How am I going to sell? I don't understand how I'm going to be able to sell. Well, the answer was that price moving up adds all that liquidity again. And all of the liquidity that has ever existed in HEX has come primarily from price increase and not from someone just coming along and chucking a bunch of liquidity in. So the majority of liquidity that has ever existed in HEX, in Uniswap at least, has come from price appreciation. And in a symmetrical Uniswap V2 pair, when you remove liquidity, you remove bid and ask pressure, and that amplifies movement. And so if you already are at a bottom and pressure is removed, then the bounce goes higher because there's less holding it down. But dumb wreck plebs, you, guy asking the question, who apparently hasn't been watching my streams, you ask silly things like, how am I ever going to sell? But the real question is, how are you ever going to get someone to sell to you? Because the market's moving up. So now that calculus changes when you have asymmetrical bids. So Uniswap V2 was symmetrical. You had to add the same amount on the bid and the ask. Uniswap V3 is not symmetrical. You do not have to add to both sides. You can if you want, but you don't have to. And so in that case, I can tell you for a fact, having looked at the liquidity chart, you can go to uniswap.info, type HEX, click the HEX USDC pair, click liquidity, and you're going to see a giant chunk of liquidity on the bid, and you're not going to see anything for offer on the ask. So it's like, it's so dumb. The number of times I've had to answer these, every single epoch of HEX, like epoch, EOPCH, like period of time, has had its own brand of FUD. So the first HEX FUD was, where did the ETH go? The next HEX FUD was origin address. The next HEX FUD was Richard Terrible Guy. The next HEX FUD was big payday. Everything's dead after big payday. And then the next HEX FUD was, it's just endless. Like people's narratives, their trash idea why this world's best asset is somehow magically just going to stop being the world's best asset. They just keep dying over time. And so this particular type of FUD is like, how am I going to sell FUD? You know how many Rolexes and Ferraris and Lamborghinis and McLarens and houses we've seen people selling the living crap out of the HEX price, just murdering it? People are selling HEX like crazy, and it keeps making new all-time highs because as much as people sell into it, there's more demand. The demand exceeds the supply, period, which is the price keeps going up. That's why. And so you've never had more liquidity than you have now. But I still get wrecked plebs asking me these stupid questions like, how am I going to be able to sell? You've never been able to sell for more. There was a new all-time high price today. So what is this crap about? What? And I don't know how to disprove it to you guys. Like, I have to come up with this essay to disprove how stupid you guys are. Okay, what if you try to sell all the houses at the same time in the world? The price goes to zero. What if you try to sell all the gold at the same time? Price goes to zero. What if you try and sell all the shares at the same time of all the companies? They all go to zero. What if you try and sell the Bitcoin at the same time? It goes to zero. What if you try and sell all the HEX at the same time? It goes to zero. The vast majority of liquidity is not sitting in an order book, being inefficient, being unused, waiting for your dumb wrecked pleb market sell order, of which you're broke anyway. You can't hurt the price anyway, broke guy. So like, it's just so stupid. It's like people that keep calling Bitcoin a Ponzi. Okay, cool story, bro. It went up 6.5 million fold in price over a decade. Might you have, like, at what point do you want to declare you're wrong, right? Like, it's just, it just drives me crazy. And so I come up with these essays, right? All the liquidities always come from price appreciation. Why hasn't this parade of imaginary horribles already occurred? Why is everyone so insanely rich? Why does everyone have Rolexes and Ferraris? Why? Because people keep locking up more and more money for longer periods of time. And why would they stop doing that? Why would they stop buying Bitcoin? Why would they stop buying Ethereum? Why would they stop buying HEX? Now, you tell me. They're not. It's just not going to happen. If you have product market fit and you have a good brand and you have utility, something cataclysmic has to occur for that to break the product market fit. Like, it's just not going to happen. I can imagine a world where HEX is worth trillions of dollars and you still are like, how is this possible? Because you don't listen for the years that I've been telling you, man. I've been telling you this for years and you're just not listening. I don't get it. We can't win any harder. We cannot win any harder. What do you want? It's amazing to me.